Hi there, this is Rabbit Culture with Narcissist Ninjas, and I'm coming in to give you a brief update on the term gaslighting. When we are introduced to narcissism, we get introduced to all these new, crazy, interesting, unusual terms and subjects and stuff that we never knew existed. So at least I never knew existed before. I might have had my head in the sand. It seems that when we become aware of narcissistic abuse, there is a very strong urge to want to know more and more, and so that we can come to terms with what we've been living with for many, many years. At least that's how it was for me. The term gaslighting is created basically from the movie in the 1940s, where the subject in the movie, the man who was definitely a narcissist, and if you want a good representation of what a narcissist's behavior is like, that movie is really it was before, it was before its time. It actually depicted a definite narcissist in the true sense of the word. And I think it goes to show that narcissists were probably around since the beginning of time. And of course, psychology has is a fairly new science. So nobody before that time was probably labeled in such a way, or their behavior was not examined the way it is today. So in that movie, the man in the movie tried to convince his wife that she was crazy, and he did it by running to the attic and messing with the gaslights. Gaslights were these, I have a picture of them up here on our thumbnail and also in the last slide, just to give you an idea, in case there are people that have never seen a gaslight. I grew up with them in the north, and when it gets cold, we had gaslights available for when the lights went out, which happened fairly frequently because of the ice and the cold, and so we had these available. That whenever I heard the term gaslight over the years, that's what I thought of, and it literally does mean that, but in this term, the main subject, like I said, tried to convince his wife that her reality was not her reality, and that's what gaslighting really is. I will try to see, I don't know if YouTube has that movie available. I'm going to search for it and see if it's there, and if it's there, I'm going to link it below. And I also have some good information that I will also put in the description box. This is a very cute representation and very realistic of the terms that gaslighters use. What I do like about gaslighting right now is that it's becoming a term that's used in the public a lot. I found this on a personal blog, and I'm going to again link that as well. And it's good because now terms like this are being more loosely used in the public. I see it. I actually heard it at my job a few times this year. I see it on social media. I see it in the public. I just hear it around much more freely than before. And I never heard it previously ever. And I like that these words and these terms that are descriptions of narcissistic abuse are becoming more widely known. And even though people may not use them 100% correctly, they end up eventually, infiltrating the words into the vocabulary, and eventually you get to know them, and things will be a lot better once people are aware of these behaviors so that less abuse can happen, right? I've heard looking at these terms, I've heard every single one of these very often, whether it's with my family, my ex-partner, or a boss that I've been involved with. So if they don't actually say them to you, they find a way to make you feel them yourself. So they'll make sure that you think these things about yourself, which are 100% inaccurate. So here we have the concept of cognitive dissonance. In this regard, it is basically when a person holds two conflicting ideas or opinions and beliefs, and therefore in the middle of it all, there's a confusion, or there's a sense of the dissonance is the act of like being in between these two concepts, and it's almost as if you were at war. So this meme, of course, explains it very well, where, okay, you really are strongly against animal cruelty. However, you still eat meat. So you can have both conflicting ideologies, I guess you would call them, but you can still have that, war, like, well, how do I manage the both conflicting ideas at the same time? And in the movie, the dissonance in the female character of the movie, Gaslight, basically showed up when the male person in the film, which was her husband, would try to make his wife seem crazy by saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with our lights. What's going on? And behind her back, he would run up into the attic and mess with the gas lights. So hence the movie title became The Gaslight. And she had therefore a cognitive dissonance, because she saw that the lights were going off in her head, but then her husband was telling her, no, the lights are not off. The gas light is not flickering. What are you talking about? So she trusted her husband, of course, and she believed what he was saying. So these two alternative realities set in, and oftentimes a person can be in a cognitive dissonance because they love a person and they trust a person, and they cannot really believe that that person that they hold dear is literally abusing them. So that's when the dissonance kind of comes in. And Dr. Grande does a wonderful job in explaining this. And you're going to say, what? Do I worship Dr. Grande? No. Can he be wrong? I think he was wrong once, and I put a little comment underneath his video. That was one time. And I listened to a lot of his work because I think he's one of the best ones in terms of analyzing behavior and helping us understand things in layman's terms. And he's just a good reference. All right, he's got my vote, and I wish he would win an award. So yes, he can be wrong, but I'm going to still link him below. All right, so you can get some more information on cognitive dissonance and how it can affect people in general. So like I said, I'm going to have articles, videos. There's even really going to put up a more professional kind of article, and I would really like you. I don't know if you can go through the whole article because you have to be associated with the college or whatever, but if you don't do that part, at least you can read the first page of that article. It's available, and it's really cute. It gets you to do a little psychological test, or give it to someone close to you. So it's very eye-opening in that way. So I'm going to put that there too. So there's going to be all kinds of information in the description box for you to get out your own homework, and for you to study what this term is, because these are things we as individuals have to really learn, and we're not going to learn them just by listening to one video. We have to get a variety of resources, and we have to get a variety of pieces of information for things to make sense. And once you know it, then though, you will know it for the rest of your life. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you go out and do some homework, and let me know how it all goes, and let me know if you get some new information that you didn't know before. And if you do already know it, pass it on to someone else, please.